You are about to be receiving a few answered prayers, and it's because you are going to be used as an answered prayer in a few people's lives. There's someone in particular that you're kind of already aware of how you are moving in their life, but it's more of like unexpected ways that you don't realize. Like a simple thing you say to someone or like a small action that you take is like a huge answered prayer for someone. You may again notice this as like little things in your life of like something that you were thinking of or that you were asking about, someone offers you, and it's going to start off small and it's going to keep building. It's almost like a snowball effect is what I'm getting. This is some kind of divine justice for you. October is a very significant month for this. October 10th was a specific day. October 14th is going to be a specific day. Also towards the end of the month. But again, like really, you know what is true for you. So those dates don't have to mean anything to you, but October in particular is going to be a pretty heavy hitting month when it comes to justice work, and receiving blessings that are due to you, things being brought back into balance. For a lot of you, this does have to do with your work, your creative projects, things that you are, I'm hearing like get the ball rolling. So there's something that you've been trying to sort of like get in motion that is going to be spurred through other people serving as a divine blessing for you. But you will also see that as you are called to help others, it does have a reciprocal effect. So you may find that you are partnering with people that may be unexpected at this time. Yeah, there's something that you were working on that you feel like hasn't gotten to like the level of mastery that you've desired yet, or it just hasn't really, I'm hearing hit its stride. So there's something where it's like, you know where it could be or really where it should be that you feel like just hasn't, I'm hearing, been hitting the mark. So yeah, this wants to come out sideways. Yeah, with this level of mastery, that it's that balancing act of, you know where you want it to be, you know where it should be. However, you're almost hitting this like invisible wall. I'm hearing plateau, so it just feels like you're not, like there is no peak. It's like things just kind of stagnate out. 222 on my timer, and that's not what this project should be or has like the potential to be whatsoever. That you're having trouble figuring out what it is. So actually a lot of this is in your head, which I know how much that sucks to hear. But you do have all the tools you need inside of you, but your anxiety, self-doubt, that kind of stuff has been getting in the way. That's actually been what's been keeping you in this limbo state, which is interesting. That I got a dream about this just last night. So this may resonate with you, especially if it feels like you've been repeating the same cycles or that like fortune hasn't been turning in your favor. Is that a lot of where you want to go is accessible to you. In fact, for a lot of you, it's already like in your reality. However, you are coming to it from a past version of you that you have worked to let go of, that you have worked to release. This is something I've seen in my life, is that I have physically let go of people that no longer resonate with me, that don't have any space in my physical reality. However, it's almost like their ghosts have lingered on, that you can cut them off, but if you're still hearing their voices in your head, they ain't gone. Like they're still very much with you, and that will impact, that will be the thing that levels things out, that makes you plateau, is that you cannot take those energies with you. If you've already determined that these are energies that can't make it to this next level with you, then they need to go completely. And it's deeper than just physical, that you can remove them physically, but if you do not remove their presence from your mind, then they will be still anchoring you into a reality that you don't desire. So this is especially if you feel like your mindset is there, your work ethic is there, but the 3D isn't conforming. If it's almost like a manifestation that you know has the ability to ground in. If anything, you've seen it ground in little pieces, but it's not up to the standard that you asked for. It's like, yes, this is what I want, but this isn't what I asked for. Like, I know I'm capable of something bigger. I know I'm capable of something better. Is that it could be that you are still speaking to yourself, especially like negative self-talk that comes from those entities, those people, those beings that you needed to let go of. So this is what's going to feel like it keeps repeating 444 on my timer until you let go of those. So let me just get like some quick advice as to like what you can do to help release that. Okay, this has been coming through a lot as well. which might be a separate message, is a lot of like inner child work. So actually I'll see what I can get in here, because this may be significant for some of you, is that I found that I've been drawn to inner child work a lot as someone who has like extensive trauma, that kind of thing, and had like a lot of repressed memories from childhood that like even up until like high school, I couldn't remember like any of my childhood, and that it all came kind of unlocked around my mid-20s. So that could be a sign for some of you. And so I do a lot of inner child work, and I was doing some of that work the other day, and I was just like, I'm kind of fucking sick of this, because it just wasn't like hitting. It just wasn't like, I felt like it wasn't doing anything for me anymore. Like it just felt kind of stupid. And like I hit that point of like, well, what did like inner child me want adult me to be? And should I be tapping more into that instead of this like trying to connect with a piece of me that just doesn't exist anymore? And I was reminded of a memory from when I was really small, like preschool. And it's like an inconsequential thing, which is interesting because I've been, I don't know what the therapy is called, but I think it's like it's like electric something therapy. I don't know. But it like taps people into like their deepest things that they've totally forgotten about. If you guys think of it, put it in the comments. I don't know why it's escaping me at the moment. It's something that I haven't tried, but I hear about a lot. And that it's something that it's like, be careful when you do it because it brings up everything. So it was this kind of like really inconsequential memory from when I was in preschool of sitting down at a table with one of the workers there, and I was coloring on a page, and my brother was there with me because I'm a twin, so we were in the same classes, for most of our lives. And she asked me what my favorite color was, and I said red, and she asked me what his favorite color was, and he said blue. And she told me that red is a boy's color and blue is a girl's color, and that we need to switch, and that going forward blue would be my favorite color and red would be his favorite color. And like, I was a child, so like, who gives a fuck? So like, yeah, whatever. And that it hit me that like, if you ask me to this day, if you ask me what my favorite color is, I'd say it's blue. And it was one of those realizations, is that like I hit that point of where I didn't dig deep enough, that whatever like inner child me I was connecting with, that I felt like I hit this plateau, is because it wasn't even like the real me, that there is something even deeper. And it was like one of those triggers where it's like to get deeper is like just so like for me it's like, tell yourself now that my favorite color is red and just see where it takes me. Because there was like a whole persona even as a child that I crafted around myself to be sort of palatable to the outside world, that there was so much for me, particularly in childhood, that was like I didn't fall into typical girl standards or what have you, and that so much of like this inner child that I was tapping into, which was particularly because something I was doing felt like really girly to me, and I was just like, I'm so fucking sick of this. And that was like the inner child me who was tired of hiding that like her favorite color is red. And I know how silly that sounds, but that's sort of what's coming through, is that there's again a lack of balance here. This is an inner child card relating to this inner child emotional version of you that's actually for some of you impacting finances. So if that resonates, I just got a ring in my ear, so if that resonates and you've been trying to break through, I find that money is both an energy of love but also truth to some level, or like authenticity. So if you aren't being truly yourself, you may find that you have this kind of like disconnect with money. Especially with this world again in reverse, where I had that Wheel of Fortune in reverse, is that there's like a repeating cycle here. Again, with something, taking action on something that you know to be true for yourself that maybe you felt that you're deliberating on. I'm always drawn with this strength card with the child here, is that this to me in this particular deck is being strong from a very young age, having to battle demons. And with this in reverse, it's saying that you don't need to uphold that anymore. Whatever strength you had to hold as a child of, again, maybe not being yourself fully, is something that you can release now. So that could be what helps unbind you from this plateau, from this, is that like this deep piece of yourself that you've been connecting with, that you feel like has been you doing deep work, you may have just gotten to another or like a deeper level of like masking or hiding that you've had to do, that you're ready to break through. And that this could come from doing really deep inner child work, and like having this conversation with your inner child of like, where are you lying or not presenting yourself truthfully to the world? That if you could truly be your fully authentic self without it, attracting attention from others or having other people tell you that you need to be a certain way, who would you be if you could just be like authentically yourself, and then see where that takes you, and how 10-10 on my timer, how things may kind of explode from there. So sorry, this was a long one, but if it resonates with you, let me know. All of my services are linked in my bio, and make sure you grab a raffle ticket. They are $5 and you could win a reading.